The UK government is locked in a race against time to secure a deal with the US to prevent a possible financial catastrophe for pharmaceutical firms. Pharma has been spared the baseline 10% tariffs so far, but Trump is warning that the levies will hit drug imports in the not-too-distant future. This has got the sector worried. AstraZeneca and GlaxoSmithKline, they're two of the biggest companies on the FTSE 100, and they do a massive chunk of their business in the US. AstraZeneca, for instance, got 43% of its revenue last year from America. That's more than £20 billion. And the pharmaceutical sector is also a massive employer in the UK, directly employing more than 70,000 people. Each company has major footholds in the US for vaccines, specialist medicines, and for biotech research and development. The big argument in favour of an exemption would be that the firms develop essential medical treatments, for example, treating cancer and HIV. On the upside, though, British pharmaceutical companies do a lot of their manufacturing in the US already, which would leave them a bit less vulnerable to tariffs than, for instance, the automotive sector. The Times has reported today that the new British ambassador to the US, Peter Mandelson, is very focused on getting an exemption across the line, and that this issue is a big deal for the UK government. The issue is a bit of a ticking time bomb for pharma companies who import into the US, and the 90-day pause granted by Trump last week might not feel like a particularly long time for these businesses. Trump has made it clear that his dislike of trade deficits very much extends to the pharmaceutical sector. He said before that the US doesn't make their own drugs or their own pharmaceuticals, and that all he has to do is impose a tariff. And according to White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, the Trump administration is currently looking at draft trade deals with 15 countries. She said that an announcement is coming very soon about new trading arrangements. There were positive noises yesterday from Vice President J.D. Vance that a great trade deal could be on the cards, as Trump loves the UK. But in the meantime, there are huge swathes of UK companies who built entire business models on the assumption that trade with the US would always be relatively smooth. And it's hard to predict exactly how disruptive these tariffs will end up being to those companies. For everything you need to know about this story as it develops, head to cityam.com.